Thank you. I have a question for you. When we set ashore, do you want to live? If the answer is yes, then you need to give biology that last seat on this life raft. Biology is a broad field, right? It covers a lot from chemistry to broad ecosystems, right? It uses math appropriately as a tool. Each of the subfields in biology provides monumentous benefits to society, and, from understanding ecosystems to building, to help us build a sustainable future, right? From understanding our history to shed light on current behaviors, right? Current diseases, current structures in our body, from gene therapy to conserving natural resources, from medicine to agriculture, from understanding ourselves, our own body, to understanding the diseases that can kill us. Right? Give biology a seat on that life raft, and biology will allow the development of all these other fields. I'll give you the time you need to do that. Remember, you're not getting a full discipline here. You're getting a representative of your discipline, of a discipline. That representative can jumpstart their discipline. What do we need first? What do we need most? I only have a few minutes, so I'm going to focus on two subfields, two applications of biology that are most important to your survival. Not math. Medicine and agriculture. Let's talk medicine. Right? All great ancient cultures had well-developed medical systems, right? Egyptians, Babylonians, Greeks, Chinese, right? Civilizations cannot flourish without medicine. They cannot flourish with an unhealthy populace. Do you want to live? Right? Because bacteria and viruses will kill you. Right? Influenza epidemic, 1918, 50 to 100 million people dead within 2 years. Right? Smallpox killed 300 million people in the 20th century alone. Right? Bubonic plague, 75 million dead. Vaccination programs have eliminated many of these deadly diseases and protect us broadly from many others. Before antibiotics were developed and widely used in the 1930s, bacterial infection was a major cause for death and disease. Streptococcus pyogenes infections killed over 1/2 of human deaths were from Streptococcus pyogenes infections. Right? Staphylococcus aureus infections from wounds. 80% of people with that infection died. Right? With the advent of antibiotics in the 1930s, we greatly reduced the effect of bacteria on our health. Right? We've increased our lifespan by 8 years, right, on average. These things require an understanding of biology. Even minor ailments, even things that are routine surgeries, like appendectomies. Right? You have an inflamed appendix, you can die from that, right? If you don't have someone perform that surgery. Where do we need to jumpstart? Where do we need to start? Okay, if you could get a jump start on one of these other disciplines, and you will not be able to survive long enough to develop any of the others. I can provide you the time to develop these luxury disciplines. Right? Biology is a necessity. Let's talk agriculture. What's the condition of the land going to be when we arrive? Is it going to look like this? Where do we plant food? What's the soil like? We need to eat if we're going to live. Biology provides us knowledge of soils, right? Nutrients in soils, packing of soil. Can the roots take hold? Right? Can the soil hold moisture? Right? Biology informs us on these things. What do we plant? How do we plant it? Where do we plant it? Biology answers that. We'll have no pesticides, no fertilizers. Excellent, right? We have a new beginning for agriculture. We can make it better. We can use mixed crop plantings, right? We can provide, we can control moisture. We can lower the susceptibility of crops to pests. Right? We can naturally supplement soil nutrients by mixed crops. Right? We can provide complete nutrition from one field. Right? We have to think about this, right? My colleague from math mentioned that the ozone layer would potentially be depleted somewhat or damaged, and that is correct after a nuclear holocaust, right? What plants are resistant to UV radiation. I know, I can tell you. Many of them are not. Many will not produce food for you. What about meat? Do you want to eat meat? You don't have to. Right? But if you do want to, right, you might want to hunt small game. Right? That small game was probably eating the radioactive materials on this land. What areas of the body are contaminated with radiation? Where can we eat? What can we eat? Can we eat them? The answer is yes. But what parts can we eat? I know. I can tell you. What about preservation? What about when our food's not currently available? Right? What do we do in the off-season when we can't grow? Biology tells us how to preserve these materials. Very simply, we don't need the chemicals we use today. We can use simple preservation techniques and provide food year-round. All right, so if you are kind enough to give me a seat on your raft, I'll provide a jump start to medicine, a jump start to agriculture, right, and immediately begin on agriculture. Right? You need biology now to survive. Without biology, your civilization will spend all its time, all its efforts on gathering food. You'll have no time to worry about psychology, sorry. Math, well, math was there at the beginning. It's already there. We don't need to redo that. With biology in that seat, I will give you the luxury of time to develop not only the disciplines represented on this stage, but all the disciplines offered at the school and across the country. I do have more to tell you, but I'm going to wait. I have 1 minute left. I don't need it.
Moving on to Bob Kerchak of psychology.